Hey guys, Justitude here. Now we're back again. I decided to take a quick little break just to make sure everything was recorded already and make sure everything is still going okay. So I still have my files open. Okay, so I made it to where my files actually can be able to be seen really quick by you guys, and I can immediately just pop them up and you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Voila. Made it really quick and easy. No harm, no foul. So, we're back in here. Let's go ahead and just load back up on our game. We had just finished. You can use skip button to fast forward through text you've already read. Okay. So we're back again, and we already had made the poem. So we already picked out everything. Let's see how it goes. Hey again, Justin. Glad you didn't say you didn't run away from us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Justin. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. I already told me you didn't even want to join the club this year, any clubs this year. And last year, too. Jeez, she ratted me out really fast. I don't care if you plan to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Okay. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Dang! She throws her under the bus so fast! Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Justin always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work even without me even asking. Ooh, that's nice. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two really are good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come you and Justin can be... How come? You and Justin can be good friends too. Aw, thanks. You just made a love triangle. Sayori? Hmm? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today. You know... Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. Guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Great. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. Oh! Yeah, that's a nice recovery, but it also went deeper. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. He reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book and I thought you might enjoy. Oh, that's really nice. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. Yep, knew it. This is... How is this girl accidentally being cute? Yeah, right. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Wow. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she's waiting for this chance. What about our poems? Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Okay. I hear Natsuki utter an aspirated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her, in case she needs a hand. Alright. What would she need a hand with? You looking for something in there? Freaking Monika. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things you can't admit you really are into until you figure out where the other person stands. That's pretty dang true. You can't really just go out to someone and just be like, I read manga. They'll look at you like, what? Oops. I ruined that. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Okay. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst the stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out with the stack. There it is! Natsuki. Wow. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the glass on that door. Ooh, wow. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was your tone of voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Justin. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. Ah. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated feminine poses. That sounds very familiar. It's exceedingly mooi. Don't just stand there. Ugh. Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why's that? Ah, I guess it's easier to be closer together like this. Oh, dang. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arm and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. Only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? Huh? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. Yeah. I kinda grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be a plot? Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? Ooh. I mean, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Yeah. That's most stories, though. Like, there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with a guy at the ice cream shop. But that just helps you to get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. Okay. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get into all their backstories, and when some of them romance starts happening. Ooh. Oh, and some of the romance starts happening? That's really what makes it so good. There are so many touching parts. Ah, is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait! What's that supposed to mean? Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't seen you at your full power. Good save. Full power. Ah, this chapter seems like it's about baking. That's just a guess, but there's a lot of baking in this manga. Well, Natsuki pauses for a moment as if she doesn't want to admit something. Yeah. What does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got into this manga. Like I would ever get into anything because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that impressionable. Ha 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 ha. Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, all of the hobbies to pick up from a manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. There's some interests that you should never pick up. Not to mention, she's really good at it. So who am I to judge? Reread on for a few more minutes. I finished a couple of chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Oh, jeez. Ah, sorry. Yeah, I would say the same thing. Oops, my bad. I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. Yeah, a lot of people do. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch him in the face. I know those kind of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Huh? Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I didn't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Good point. Except Monica was kind of a jerk about it. Why was she a jerk? Ugh. I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solved any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Yeah. Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page. That suddenly Natsuki starts laughing. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Minori is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her, since she's so unlucky. Yeah. You always have that character. It's great. But it gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. True. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience. The thought makes me smile a little to myself. I actually like doing that. I really actually enjoy it whenever I find someone else that has the same interests as me, and they like to share theirs. Whenever they share their interests with me and I share them back, it's really awesome to be able to find people like that, because there's a lot of people in the world that just immediately will just judge you and tell you that you should be a certain way, and a certain regulation basically tells you that you're a normal person. Instead of just letting you be you and grow as a person, they restrict you and they hold you in. And I'm not just saying any particular people. Everyone does this. Everyone does this to everyone. And it kind of sucks sometimes. Monika. Okay, everyone. Are you all ready with today's poems? Finally! Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry. I just need to make sure we have enough time. Okay. Though you do look pretty cozy over there. Huh? Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself to a good 12 inches away from me. Alright. Guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki. You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Yeah, but Monika just said. Don't be dumb. Just take it home with you. Is that really alright? I said that mostly because I didn't plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever to finish it if you didn't take it home. True. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. And if it gets bent, kill you. By tomorrow? I only got partway through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try getting through this. Hey. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. I kinda like where this game's going. Or am I scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Alrighty then. I stand up. I turn around and put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking right now. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. Nice and neat. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly complies while reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Alright, so we're gonna see exactly who gets to read my poem first. I'm gonna say we're gonna go with just the original character first. Sayori. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's an old friend, right? She's my good friend after all. Let's just see what she says. Oh my goodness! That's so good, Justin. I love it! I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori? You must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I've honestly no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Dang it. Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Eh? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of people. You know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Justin poem. And that makes me feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. That was straight from me. The words just happened to be there. It's a coincidence. I'm really just happy you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you really are. You're really a part of this club now. Okay. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Justin. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That would be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepies from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I can see the words. I look above, the sky is blue, it's a secret, I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Okay. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah, I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It just sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. That's awesome. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. I know some people that get hangry. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Well, anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Alright. Oh, now I gotta show it to the rest of them. Okay, so I do have to show it to the rest of them. We're gonna go with Natsuki, because Natsuki was the one that I kind of more bonded with in the group. Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monika said. I'd be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha! Well, it's not great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. Oh, she likes mine. I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it? Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. You're so... You just don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that you don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I said that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure it out. if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Sure, fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Cool, we get to read hers. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. That's about it. I like it. I actually really like that. I really like it. I mean, it's simple, plain, but that's about it. That's so great. It's so awesome. It's like just like blunt. This is it. Yeah. I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. No! It can be very, very simple. Heck, A Light in the Attic showed us that. It doesn't even have to rhyme. It can just be funny and simple, and it is a poem, and he's got a whole book of them. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point? Isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Yes. Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. That's why I hated English teachers whenever they told us to do poems, and then they tried to tell us that it's not right, you need to express yourself this way. Woman, I'm expressing myself the way I wanna, not the way you want me to express it. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Yeah, everything is just, you can only do certain things. You're restricted to what you're able to do. Like it says, monkeys climb, horses can run, stuff like that. But that's it. That's all you can do. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand that. But the other thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. I like it. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. Oh, dang it, she's getting cocky. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but Natsuki is feeling proud. Then I won't take that away from her. I wouldn't do it either. We're gonna go with Yuri next. Monika's gonna be the last one. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh! Sorry, I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Oh, okay. Ah, so it's that bad. You didn't like it. No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognized in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finishes her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Yeah, I got one person that said they loved it, and the other one that was very hard to tell, but then she finally told me she liked it. In a way. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or not to Natsuki. I really don't know. That's a really tough one. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. Okay, let's see what hers is. I bet hers is, like, sophisticated. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, this isn't supposed to be a literature club. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be expected. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm's breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Different. That's actually really neat. I'm not gonna go into a big analysis of that, but that was really... I like it. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. I'm just not used to reading cursive. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah. I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. I did. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. Okay, good. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Justin. Knew it. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did glance over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story, or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolical comparing to a ghost, meaning as in people see right through them. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. Okay, never mind, I was wrong! That makes sense, okay. And soon to be left with nothing. That's deep. Ouch. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah, I hadn't. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. And Monica is the last one, and we're gonna go ahead and end this episode after this one. Monica. Hi, Justin. Having a good time so far? Ah, yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring up things, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. Why? I'm the new guy, yeah. I'm pretty much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Hiccup. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? Kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Justin. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. I like it, Justin. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. Am I supposed to be getting something like a possible reward from Natsuki then? And she's a good writer too. So take that as a compliment. Haha. If you say so. Yep. By any chance, have you read anything by Shel Silverstein? Yeah. I have. Eh? Maybe a long time ago. You're famous for all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. Where I've heard that name before. Yeah, I was right. It's a light in the attic. Like I was saying earlier in one of my other episodes, I was talking about that. A light in the attic. Or wait. No, I said that in this episode. Light in the attic. Aha. And sometimes they're only a few lines long. Yeah. They might even feel like written for kids. But if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anybody. That's why I like those books so much. They're so great. I wish I had them all. Heck, I'd read them all. I'd do like a, let's read Shel Silverstein. That'd be great. I see. So you're just saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning though. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Yeah. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles. But I'll always help you find I'll always help you find what suits you the most. Wow, I need to learn how to read English. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ahaha. Ahaha. Anyways, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? That makes sense. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. Oh wow, this is a long one. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It wasn't too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he was on the other side. On the other side. Was looking in. Oh. Oh. Interesting. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, the kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Ah, well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to go get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. I actually been told that by an English teacher. Another way to think about this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. Oh, that's clever. Just make sure, so just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. It was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. I do have a couple suggestions. Oh gosh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Justin did too. Thanks! Thanks, Natsuki, for throwing me under the bus. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my right style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Ooh, which I haven't yet. Ugh! And Justin liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Oh crap. Oh crap. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Justin appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how did you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Oh gosh. Are you that full of yourself? Oh my gosh. I know... If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Justin started showing up. Whoa, what? Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Justin! She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, whoa, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making her poems all convoluted for no reason? That means the meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Justin. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not unnecessarily eliminating yourself, it's also a waste. What? You understand that, right, Justin? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? That's what I want to know! But whomever I agree with, they'll probably make more highly of me. Natsuki, Yuri, or Sayori? I don't know what to do. I feel like this one's gonna go towards Natsuki, that's go to Yuri, right? And then Sayori, it's just gonna basically make it neutral on both. I'm just gonna go with... I'm gonna go with her, because she liked my poem most. Yuri, you're really talented. Well, Natsuki has a point. I think that I rack my brain in an attempt to back myself up. I think that conveying feelings with few words would be just as impressive as well. It lets the reader's imagination take over. And Natsuki's poem did a really good job at that. Yeah! It did, didn't it? Aha! Shows how much you know. That's not... Natsuki. I think that's enough. Huh? Me? But she was so mean to me! Natsuki voice whines. Look. What we talked about yesterday was right. Writing is a really personal thing. And sharing it can be definitely hard. It looks like we learned that today. Even small criticism can lead to something pretty heated. I glance over my shoulder. Sayori is nodding vigorously. Yeah, so... You don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki. Natsuki's voice gets caught in surprise. Thanks for noticing. She finally mutters that, but barely noticeable. Yuri? Yuri looks at me dejectedly. With a face like that, I can't help feel bad for her as well. I'm sure that Natsuki didn't mean everything she said. But you don't need to feel threatened either. Well, if you say so. Hey! It's not like you need to apologize for me, Justin. Sheesh. Natsuki takes a breath. The thing about... Natsuki glances around the room. Would everyone stop staring at me? Unsurprisingly, Natsuki has a hard time with it than she boasted. Sayori and Monika look away. Anyway, think about your boobs. I didn't mean it, okay? That's all. Natsuki looks away, avoiding eye contact with anyone. Yeah, you're naturally beautiful, Yuri. Sayori? I'll go make some tea. I was just trying to help. I'm sure she appreciated it, Sayori. I put Sayori on the shoulder. Well, now we're past that. Everyone read each other's poems, right? I hope that was worthwhile for everyone. Especially you, Justin. Okay. And to be honest, it's a nice change of pace from the lazing around we got a little used to. And so, my joining the club was responsible for ruining the atmosphere. No, not at all, not at all. There's still some time before we go home. So we'll relax for a bit. Of course, besides chatting, we'll do literature-related things in the club room. So maybe you can take the chance to pick up a book or do some writing. After all, that's what the club is for. I disagree, Monika. But what? That's not the most important thing about Literature Club. The most important thing is having fun! Of course. Well, I guess that's why you're Vice President, Sayori. In the end, though, Monika's right. Besides, being in the Literature Club probably means I can't spend all of my time doing nothing. But in the end, I guess it's been worth it so far. Okay, everyone. It's about time for us to leave. How did you feel about sharing your poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Justin, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you'll learn something from your friends too. Great. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself. I did learn a thing about the kind of poems everyone likes. Yeah. With any luck, that means I do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with a newfound determination. Justin, Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. Surely it's been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori? What happened about earlier? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them be like that. Okay. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Whew. You know, Justin, it's nice to get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And to think everyone really likes you, too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't gotten onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her. But it's easy to use Sayori as an intentional monologue sometimes. Okay. Internal. Yeah. Let's do this. Alright! We're gonna go ahead and save it right here. And, we're gonna go ahead and stop this time. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the poem next time. We kind of figured out exactly which one's like. So basically, we learned that Yuri likes more serious stuff that's a little bit more written out. Certain things like Ghost or anything like that. Basically, something that has more depth to it, basically. We learned that... We learned that the little pink-haired one, I think that's... I can't remember her name right now. Matsuki or something like that. Yeah. Anyways, we learned that she likes the cute stuff. She likes anime, she likes cute, she likes fluffy, she likes simple. We know that Sayori just likes pretty much anything that's me because it's me. And then we also learned that the leader of the group basically likes, well, how could you say it, more organized, and she likes to be able to teach you to make you better. So anyways, that's what we got out of this one. I know it's a little bit of a long episode, but that's how long that whole entire day went. So I will see you guys on the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this video. It doesn't look like anything's going on really weird yet that, you know, the warnings were there for, so we'll just see how it goes. Catch you on the next episode. Catch you on the flip side. Laters!